Has our design practice been westernized? Is our history altered to be a story told by someone else? Whose voices and stories were ignored in our culture? Whose idea of a building are we living in? Could these be different if African history wasn't missing? Our project Iqembu Community Design aims to shift how we think about design by challenging the dominance of Eurocentric histories, celebrating creative styles from African cultures, and changing the design principles to reflect cultural identity. This project is about using design to connect people to their roots and to each other. Today, the global design world mostly follows Western ideas and aesthetics, which often push African values and designs to the margins. Because of this, many environments are built in ways that overlook community, cultural identity, and unity. Design tends to focus on individual needs and self-expression, rather than encouraging shared experiences or deeper human connection. And that's a problem. Through our research, a pattern became clear. Western interior design is built around individual needs with a focus on style, privacy, and personal expression. Community and shared spaces often take a backseat, and there is limited effort to connect people to nature or each other. In contrast, African interior design is centered on community. It values relationships, collective living, and the idea that people are connected with each other and with the environment. This contrast shows us that design can either bring people together or keep them apart. That's why our group focused on creating spaces that truly reflect African values. We began with deep cultural research to ensure our design would be authentic and respectful. We prioritized shared spaces, the kind that build stronger relationships and foster belonging. And throughout, we made sure that each design honored the unique cultural heritage of the community they serve. Our design approach is guided by two core principles. Firstly, the collectivity principle. This comes from Ubuntu, the idea that I am because we are. It inspired us to design spaces that naturally foster togetherness, shared living, and community support. Secondly, people as elements, not just users. Instead of designing for people, we design with them. We see individuals as co-creators of space, not just users, but essential elements shaping how a space works and feels. Together, these principles help us imagine spaces that are not only functional, but deeply meaningful. Our journey began with research. We investigated Western design influences like the Bauhaus movement, while also exploring African spatial practices, cultural values, and design philosophies. Next came the ideation phase. We brainstormed principles based on Ubuntu, built user personas, and identified key problems in how our current spaces are designed. We then narrowed our focus to communal interiors, places where connection and collective identity are most visible. With these ideas in place, we moved into prototyping. We redesigned space layouts to support interaction, and we created a website and manifesto to share our ideas and involve others in this process. We have produced 3 outputs. Firstly, a manifesto for designers to reference so that they can engage with the core values and principles of our project in their own design work. The goal being to create a collective of designers that can consider themselves a community with shared ideas. Secondly, a library floor plan created through altering an existing layout to better fit our manifesto. Basically, it's an example of our principles in action. Thirdly, we designed a website prototype not only to launch the manifesto, but also provide a digital communal space for those who sign it. The website would be a tool to share and discuss design, but it would also allow the community to shape its content and even the manifesto itself. These changes are a result of the community progressively expanding and refining existing principles, or identifying new ones. Also, it would synthesize the individual design submissions and edits done by the community into a single communally shaped design. A design influenced by the community's collective insight of how to best apply the existing principles to a particular design. Users would not just have an input on the content of the website, but would also have control over how they desire to use the space, as they would be able to move modular sections around to customize what it does for them at any point in time. As we move forward, we plan to take the project further. We aim to design a wider range of spaces, both shared and private, using the same principles and values. We're also looking to collaborate with design schools to help rethink outdated Eurocentric frameworks. And most importantly, we want to partner with real communities to test ideas, receive feedback, and keep refining our approach. In the end, we believe that design is more than what we see. It shapes how we live, how we relate, and how we connect. By rethinking design through African traditions, we're not just changing aesthetics, we're building spaces that reflect who we are and where we come from. Visit our website, explore the platform, and join us in co-creating designs that connect, empower, and celebrate cultural identity. Thank you.